What is going on, guys, and welcome to the Leicester City versus Chelsea preview. On this channel, I try and bring out previews to every Chelsea game, and I always try and bring out reviews as well. If you missed my Tottenham review, go check that out. So it was a frustrating result against Tottenham last in the Premier League, but we bounced back against Peterborough and had a good result, a 4-1 win. But, you know, at the end of the day, we've got to win this game in the Premier League against Leicester City, and it's going to be a tough game. Leicester City, obviously champions of the Premier League. Their home form's been decent this year. Their away form's been torrid, but they're at home. At the end of the day, Leicester City are a good side. They did beat Manchester City comfortably at home. They're 3-0 up very, very early on. So we do have to be aware. We do have to be careful. And we do have to make sure that we do get the 3 points and march on, because it's a week where Leicester, Liverpool, and Manchester City and United have all got tough games. So it's a chance maybe for us to extend that lead at the top of the table. Now, obviously, it was so frustrating against Tottenham. Admittedly, Kel, if we'd have won that game, we'd have been 8 points clear. If we'd have drawn the game, we'd have been 6 points clear. As it is, we're 5. And look, we just got to put that behind us, in my opinion, and just forget about it, because it is we made 2 mistakes in that game. We made 2 mistakes in that game, and it cost us. And at the end of the day, that's got to go be put behind us. We've got a tough week. We've got a tough month, really. The next month's going to be a real test, and I think it will tell us whereabouts and whether we can win this Premier League. If we come through this month and we look good, then we'll, without shadow of a doubt, win this Premier League. And when I say month, I mean the month including the Arsenal game. We've got Leicester tomorrow evening. We've then got next Sunday, or the following Sunday after this Sunday. They really make a lot of sense. Hull City at home. Then we've got Brentford, which is a derby in the FA Cup. And then on Tuesday night, we've got that Liverpool game, Tuesday the 31st, away from home. And then we've also got Arsenal as well. So, it is big. It is huge. If we can somehow win the next 4 games, or if we can win 3 of them, then I genuinely think we'll be in a great spot. What we can't afford is a draw against Leicester, a win against Hull, a loss against Liverpool, and a draw against Arsenal. Then we're going to start to see our lead probably evaporate very, very quickly. So we have to get back to winning ways, and we have to be that side that I know we can be, and that we've been for most of the season. So it's very important that we do that. Now, just a quick note on the fact that our new stadium plans have been approved. Fantastic. £500 million new 60,000 seater stadium. Fantastic news. We're growing as a club, and it's really going to help us bring in more revenue and become a top club. Go from that big club to a huge club. We are now in that category now with the new stadium that will be built. I believe we have to move out of Stamford Bridge for about 3 seasons. But it is going to be great, and when the stadium's done, it looks like a beautiful stadium. It looks like a modern stadium. I'm so glad that we're able to keep at Stamford Bridge, keep that history, keep that legacy. That's a fantastic thing, and I'm really happy that the club were able to actually do that and keep us at the club. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, there's a couple of fitness problems of unnamed players. So look, I mean, that's always impossible to know. With the team, it could be anybody. But we know Nathan Ake is available. John Terry is suspended after that red card against Peterborough. So yeah, let's get into my predicted team then. In goal, of course, we're going to go for Courtois. The back 3, Azpilicueta, Gary Cahill, and David Luiz. Azpilicueta, Luiz, and Cahill. Now, I'm tempted to bring in Kurt Zouma, and I would be tempted to bring him in for Gaza this game. But for me, we've just got to be careful. We have got Hull coming up, and then we've got Brentford. So I would be, Zouma's going to get another 90 minutes. He's probably going to get another 120 minutes in the next couple of games. So I think that would be smart to get him back in slowly. He looked okay against Peterborough. It's been a long time since he's come back. He looked decent. I wouldn't just want to chuck him in, because if we chucked him in and, God forbid, Jamie Vardy tore him to shreds, which I'm sure wouldn't happen, but let's say it did, I think it could damage his confidence, and it could be the end of his Chelsea career. Because I know it's not dramatic, but that can sometimes happen with players. So let's hope that he isn't thrown in. If he is thrown in, I have confidence in Kurt Zouma that he'd do the job. But for me, there's no point in taking a risk. And Cahill, to be fair to him, has been decent recently. So yeah. Admittedly, long term, Cahill is going to go out and Zouma is going to come back in. That's long term. But that's the back 4. We then got Victor Moses in that right wing back position, and then Nathan Ake. Now, a lot of people will say, why the hell are you throwing him in? Alonso looked terrible against Tottenham. He was dropped completely out of the squad for the FA Cup. I think it would be the smart move. Now, I think Conte will probably go with Alonso. Now, for me, I love the fact that AK came back. I thought it was a positive move. I thought it was the right move to bring him back, but only if he plays. So I feel like this would be the perfect game for him to play, and then possibly the whole game next time, and then maybe give Alonso the FA Cup game, etc. But will he work in that left wing back position? We'll have to wait and see. There are a lot of question marks as to whether he will be able to fit in that left wing back position. And as I say, we will have to wait and see. Somebody else that I hasn't been mentioned for the left wing back position is Kennedy. I think he's a good player. Could he develop into a similar player to Moses in that position? Maybe. So that's something else to look at. But for me, I put Nathan Ake in that left wing back position against Leicester City. He's very good defensively as well. So we could almost, when we're attacking, and we know Leicester City like to counter, Nathan Ake could almost slot in and make a kind of back four for Chelsea, if you see what I'm saying there. He could just slot in and we could have that back four to stop that counter-attack. So tactically, that's what I'm thinking with that move. Into the midfield, then the two midfielders. I'm going to go for N'Golo Kante against his former club, going back to the King Power for the first time since the FA Cup game where we won 4-2. He didn't play that game, I don't think, at all. And then next to him is going to be Cesc Fabregas. Now, the reason I put Fabregas over Matic is because I believe in the Tottenham game, that's what we struggled. We struggled with that passing and that people just, I don't know what was going on. It was just a bad game. We had a bad day. We had a bad game. And I'd like to see Fabregas be able to get in there and be able. I think it would be a bold move. I think it would be a positive move, and I think it would be the move that look. Leicester City allow teams to have possession, so it would suit Fabregas' game more than a Matic. So I would like to see Fabregas there, and I think the fact that Nathan Ake would be playing left wing back would mean that it would facilitate and be able to we would then be able to have Cesc Fabregas in the middle of the park comfortably and not be too open. Chalobah played so well in the Cup game, same as Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Chalobah, I'd always be tempted to throw him into a game like this, but I mean, just off the back of a Tottenham loss, I don't think it would be a smart thing. But I think he's a good option actually. And I wouldn't mind if he started because he's calm on the ball, he's comfortable on the ball, he's very good defensively, he's got a good pass on him, he gives a lot going forward. I could see him starting perhaps the whole game, or well, maybe not the whole game because Matic would probably come back maybe not. But definitely the Brentford game. So the fact another FA Cup game is coming up very, very soon, I would say the best thing to do would be not to start Nathaniel Chalobah. But he's an option, and the fact that we're talking about Chalobah as an option, we'd have never probably said we would be at the start of the season. So that just shows how well his development has come along, and how well, and I was saying N'Golo Kante, how Conte has really developed him and used him and embedded him into the team pretty much perfectly. So then going into the front three positions, of course we're going to have Eden Hazard, Diego Costa, and then I'm going to pick Pedro. I thought he was fantastic against Peterborough. He scored some fantastic goals, had a fantastic game. He's so clinical in front of goal. He's got a top finish on him. When he's one-on-one with the keeper, he's going to score. He's got a couple of worldies pulled that he can pull out of his back pocket. He might have missed an open goal, but he had a pretty slick performance, to say the least. Willian's been a lot better recently, but for me, Pedro's a knock above him. He had a poor game against Tottenham, but at the end of the day, Pedro is. But so did Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard had a poor game against Tottenham. So, and we're not talking about dropping Eden Hazard. Pedro's been very, very good this season. I think he's been one of our best players this season, and I think Hazard, Pedro, and Costa are, without shadow of a doubt, our best three. That is our best combination, and I'd like to see them playing. What's my score prediction for this game? I think it'll be tight. I'm going to go for 2-1 at Chelsea. I think the main thing, of course, is just making sure we get that victory, making sure we get that win, making sure we get ourselves onto 52 points, and then we pump the pressure on Liverpool, who are facing Manchester United at Old Trafford, and hopefully United can do us a favour, and City, who of course are facing Everton at the Goodison Park. I've completely forgotten what the fucking name of the stadium was, and pump the pressure on them. And best case scenario, we could see ourselves sort of 8 points clear. At the end of proceedings, if results go our way, and it is a big if, I know. Tottenham have got West Bromwich Albion. They've been in good form, but I would expect Tottenham to win that. And if I'm honest, I personally think Tottenham are probably our biggest challengers this season. I think Liverpool, defensively, I just think they're going to get found out. I think we can pretty much end their title challenge if we're to beat them in a couple of weeks' time. I do believe that we could pretty much kill off Liverpool. Same with Arsenal. I think if we were to beat them on February the 4th, we could pretty much kill off their title aspirations. But I think Tottenham are going to be the big team. I'm not just saying that because they beat us last week, but I genuinely do think that they are going to be our big team. Now, can we go on another incredible run and break the record this time? If we did, well, it would be, even more extraordinary. It's not going to happen. But getting back to winning ways in the Premier League has got to be important. And I think a solid team that we've got here, as I say, the team that I've just picked. If I had to say what I think Conte will pick, I would have thought he'll probably go with Alonso and Matic instead of AK and Fabregas, if I'm honest. But hopefully he doesn't. But, I have faith in Conte, and whatever he goes for, I'll support. Of course, I will, say, look at what he's done for us. That's why if he makes a team, I give him the benefit of the doubt. I might not agree with it, but at the end of the day, he's the man who's paid to do the job. He sees Nathan Ake on the training ground each week. He knows whether he thinks he can play left wing back. I'm just going on my personal opinion. I don't see him every day. Same with Matic and Fabregas, and but I think tactically for this game, Fabregas has to start. Let's see, don't hold that. They don't hold possession. Not a possession team. They're a counter-attacking team. So we're going to have a lot of possession. Probably going to have 65% possession in this game. Fabregas needs to be playing, in my opinion, for that. To be successful. If you have enjoyed this Chelsea review, then make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe for more Chelsea content. Chelsea career mode's going on. If you want to go check that out, my new season will be starting very, very soon. So yeah, if you leave your thoughts, leave your starting 11 predictions down in the comments below. Your score predictions, you got any questions you want to ask me, leave it down in the comments below. Transfer news, it's hard to keep up. 1 minute we want Payet. It's just a complete joke. We're not going to get Payet. Terry's leaving at one point. Terry won't leave. So yeah, we are in silly season, aren't we? Whenever the transfer window opens, stuff just comes out of nowhere. Patrice Evra close to moving to Crystal Palace. Who would have seen that one coming? So yeah, it's all a bit bizarre, but hopefully we can... I hope, personally, that Michy Batshuayi gets a loan move away, and we possibly bring in another striker, maybe Fernando Llorente, just as backup. And then, I would personally, if Costa's not available, more than likely I would probably play Willian, Hazard and Pedro, but it just gives us that other option. And yeah, I'd like to see Batshuayi go to somewhere in the Premier League and bag a couple of, bag 7-8 goals from now to the end of the season, and come back next season and really battle for that spot and have a better season than what he's done now. Because next season, what people seem to be forgetting is barring a capitulation, which we've done before, it could happen, but I'm confident it won't. We will be in the Champions League, so we're going to have a hell of a lot more fixtures next season to comprehend and to deal with. We're going to have Premier League, we're going to have Champions League. It means that Batshuayi's influence, Batshuayi or that second striker, is going to be a lot more effective. We're going to need him a lot more, if we're going on a good run in the League Cup. You know what I mean? There's going to be more fixtures there for second goalies and for second strikers, etc. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So Batshuayi, would love him to get a move out, and I'd also like Loftus-Cheek to move out on loan, just so we can see what he's made of, to a Stoke City or to a Watford, a team like that who can. I'd like Watford personally, who will play him regularly, and although I don't think we'll send him to Watford after what happened with Kennedy, so that's probably maybe a Bournemouth, somebody where he's going to get regular game time, and we can see whether he's cut out for the Premier League or not. So yeah, that is that. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like, and I will see you next time. Hopefully we get a win, and hopefully tomorrow about 7:30 when I come back with a review, I'll be seeing Chelsea